I realise that we're a little bit tight for space, but the last few students, if you just want to look for some standing room down the back, that'd be great. I think all the seats are used, are they? Is there any spare seats anywhere? Maybe one? Awesome. Otherwise, I apologise. We'll keep things moving swiftly, but there's standing room only. I'll hand over to the head students. They'll come on now.
Morena koutou, welcome to this week's assembly. Will the school please stand quietly while staff come on stage? Please remain standing for the national anthem.
Thank you. Please be seated. Ngā mihi nui kia koutou ki tēnei hui, and welcome to this first assembly for term 3. Also our new semester, semester 2, has begun, so welcome back. And warm welcome to all those travellers, the overseas travellers that went to Borneo in the school holidays. Welcome back to you, and we'll hear more about that little adventure later on in the assembly. So the last few assemblies, I've had a bit of a theme running through my little talk. The first one that I talked about with you was about being an upstander rather than being a bystander. And then the last assembly we talked about, I talked to you about a Japanese cultural habit called soji, and that is a habit of respecting our environment and cleaning up after ourselves and keeping things clean and keeping things tidy and just having respect for the environment. Today, I want to talk a bit about open night and expo evening, because that is coming up next week and on Thursday. So that's the 6th of August. We'll have our new families to the school coming in first at 4 o'clock, and then we will be having an opportunity for you to come through and have a look at courses and subject areas. So I want to talk to you about something that I see as really important, and something that goes beyond the displays, beyond the demonstrations, the classrooms and the tours on that evening. So one of the greatest strengths we have in this school is the people sitting in front of me right now. And I say that because every year we get the same or similar feedback. And the families that come through, they say it is the students that made the difference to that evening for us. So to those of you that have already put your hand up to help, and whether you are demonstrating in a subject area, whether you're guiding new families, or whether you're being present on the night because you are having a look around at the courses and things, so thank you in advance for the effort and the time that you put into that, and your willingness to represent our school. It really does matter. So while showcasing the school is awesome and explaining new concepts can be exciting, it's what isn't said that sometimes matters more. It's the way you greet people and meet people. It's the way that you introduce others, and it's the way that you talk casually with your friendship, with your classmates, with your teachers on your way around and in everyday life. So these small moments, the ones that we don't really think about a whole lot, are the ones that actually families get a true sense of who we are as a school. They show things like our culture, they talk about our values, and they are a reflection of how we treat each other. So those moments can leave a lasting impression long after the tour has finished. So when families walk out the door at the end of the night, they remember how they felt when they were here. They remember the warmth, they remember the respect, they remember the confidence and the way that you carried yourselves. So as we head into next week and in our everyday life at school, the strongest message is you are what people remember. So go back to the last statement I made, is that people will walk away from here remembering how they felt. Not always remembering the things they saw or things that they were taught, but they will remember how they felt. And so it's you that makes CSC stand out. So thank you in advance. That's next Thursday night. Appreciate those people that have already put their hand up and willing to help and support. So last thing I'm going to mention, and I don't want to steal Alex's thunder, but I want to say congratulations to Alex Brinkworth. He was selected to represent New Zealand at the International Biology Olympiad in Lithuania in the school holidays. He's going to tell us a little bit more about that this assembly. But congratulations, Alex. We're really proud of your amazing achievements representing our school and our country. So well done.
During the first week of the holidays, our junior netball teams travelled up to Christchurch to compete at the South Island Secondary Schools tournament. Both teams finished in the top 10 out of 32 teams in the A grade competition, which is an outstanding result. The Year 9s placed 7th overall, the second co-ed school in the South Island behind the winning St Andrews, and were also the top placed Southland school. The Year 10s placed 10th in their grade. Not just that, but the Year 9 team was awarded the Sportsmanship Cup for the tournament, while the Year 10s were runner-up for this accolade. They were voted for this award by all the umpires and officials over the 4-day tournament. This is an amazing achievement for both teams. Can we please give them a round of applause? Can the Year 9 team please come up to receive your certificates and badges presented by Miss Wadsworth? Holly Mitchell, Alice Pulley, Grace Adams, Anne-Marie Ilsley-Slape, Maddie Holder, Vanessa Ardendorf, Brooklyn Dodds, Amy McDonald, Harper Cowan and Kate Aiken. And can the Year team please also come up and receive their runner-up certificate and badge presented by Miss Holder. McKenna Sinclair, Alex Shalou, Maddie McLeod, Emily Officer, Zoe Lawton, Lucy Keane, Nika Holder, Holly Fraser, Summer Bow, and Tamsin Murden. I would also like to give a special mention to Kate Crow and Tessa Burgess, who travelled up with the netball teams as umpires. After 3 days, officials selected Kate to umpire the Year 10 finals and Tessa to umpire the Year 9 finals. This is a great achievement from you both. Can we also please give them a round of applause?
Last Thursday, Central Southland College students got to showcase their talents at the Meharo Murihiku Annual Arts Exhibition and brought home some fantastic results. With Chevy Purvis bringing home the Aspiring Artist Award and Isaac Hilda and Benson Boys both gaining a highly commended in the Digital Excellence Award. Well done, guys. Could you please come forward to accept your certificates presented by Miss Sutherland? These students' pieces, alongside all of the other finalists, will be on display in the Meharo building on Don Street and the Invercargill Public Library. So head on down and check out all the artwork on display. Could Charlotte and Anae please come forward to talk about our recent trip to Borneo?
In the recent July school holidays, a large group of Year 12 and 13 students, as well as 4 teachers, were lucky enough to go on the overseas trip to Borneo, Kuala Lumpur and Singapore. For those of you who don't know, Borneo is an island in Southeast Asia and is the 3rd largest island in the world. After a year of fundraising and months of planning, we finally took off and started our social science voyage. After finally making it to the Auckland International Airport, the journey began. We flew to Kota Kinabalu, the capital of Borneo, and stayed there for 3 nights. Here we visited islands, cultural buildings and locations, hot pools, waterfalls, and got a good chance to really explore the area. We then packed our bags and headed to Sarawak, where we stayed in a jungle accommodation for a couple of nights and did boat cruises and explored the Malaysian jungle life. Here we got to see elephants, monkeys, crocodiles, snakes, and other creatures in their natural habitats. After this, we got onto a boat and headed to Sealingan Island, a turtle conservation sanctuary, which was definitely a favourite location. The island was such a cool spot to stay in, where we could swim and watch how the turtle organisation are trying to repopulate the endangered species. It was definitely a major change of scenery coming from Southland to a 30-degree island in Malaysia. We then stayed in Sandakan, where we visited orangutans, sung bears and proboscis monkeys, and explored the city of Sandakan.
After passing through Kuala Lumpur for a night and exploring the large city, as well as visiting cool locations like Twin Towers, we had reached the last leg of our trip and stayed in Singapore. In Singapore, we visited famous landmarks like the Mirror Line and explored the city. We also went to the hawker food markets and got to try different cuisines of Asia and explored different malls and markets. We finished our trip strong by spending a day at Universal Studios Singapore. It's safe to say everybody really enjoyed their day and made the most of the different rides and attractions, as everyone was really tired afterwards. Unfortunately, our 12-day trip had come to an end and we had to come back home to New Zealand. I'm so glad we took this opportunity, as it's an experience I'll never come across again, and I got to travel across the world with my friends. There were obviously so many more exciting things we did on our trip, and I'll definitely be returning to some of the spots we visited. If you ever get the opportunity to experience a trip like this, I'd highly recommend it, as we all made so many memories and got to try some pretty cool new things that you don't come across in New Zealand. We would like to say thank you to everyone who supported us in our fundraising, and also to the teachers who came with us, Mr Murray, Miss Warrender, Mr Tree and Mrs Cowie. We appreciate all the time and effort you put and also your great company while we were away. And we have a short slideshow to play now that captures some of the highlights of our trip.
Georgia Marshall and Jamie Lyle are student reps on the Central Southland Hub. The Hub promotes sport and activities in the Central Southland area. Georgia and Jamie have served on the Hub since its inception in April 2025. During this time, they have provided great insight from a student perspective to the group. They also designed the logo and have had a large contribution to their website. Can Mr. Dick please present Georgia and Jamie with their badges in recognition of their roles?
On the 29th of July, we held our annual haka competition in the gym. Each house performed extremely well and showed a lot of pride. It was awesome to see everyone getting involved and putting so much effort into their performances. Unfortunately, there can only be one winner, so congratulations to Te Maunga for taking the win for 2026. We'd also like to thank Di for organising this event.
Benson Boys has recently been competing at the Chicago Grit Cycle Race in the United States. He managed to bring home an overall 10th place finish out of 140 people in the professional men's category, whilst also managing a second and fourth in 2 individual stages. This is a huge achievement to represent the school and New Zealand on the international stage. Well done, Benson.
We would now like to acknowledge a number of students for their outstanding involvement in the Student Volunteer Army. The Student Volunteer Army encourages young people to give back to their communities through volunteering, helping others, and making a positive difference. Could the SVA Ambassador Stella Peters and Mr. Wallace please come forward to present the following students with their Student Volunteer Army member pins? Cora Young Breeze, Empress Yena Poole, Lyra Kalita, Olivia Kemp, Seja Wijethunga. Congratulations also to the following students who have each completed 32 hours of volunteering and have earned their bronze pin. Please come forward as your name is called. Alex Shalou, Cora Young Breeze, Empress Yena Poole, Lyra Kalita, Nisha Dor, Viduni De Silva, and Seja Wijethunga. Finally, congratulations to Stephanie Ray, who has completed an incredible 250 hours of volunteer service. Stephanie, please come forward to receive your well-earned silver pin. Congratulations to all of these students, and thank you for the positive impact you are making in our school and wider community.
I would now like to ask Alex Brinkworth to come up and tell us more about his time at the International Biology Olympiad.
On Sunday the 5th of July, I embarked on a journey of over 30 hours to the beautiful country of Lithuania, the host of the International Biology Olympiad 2026. The International Biology Olympiad is the world's leading biology competition for high school students, with delegations from 78 countries around the world participating this year. I, as well as my New Zealand delegation teammates, Nicole, Erickson and Luan, and team leaders, Aaron and Michelle, met in Auckland to begin the arduous air journey to the other side of the world, passing through Tokyo and Istanbul on the way. Due to how the flights worked out, we arrived in the capital city of Lithuania, Vilnius, 5 days before the competition began. This gave us the time to explore, experience, and appreciate the culture of a beautiful city, for experiences such as a sunset kayaking tour of the city and a visit to the historical landmark of the Hill of Crosses. Once our time was up and our jet lag thankfully mostly gone, the competition began in earnest on the 12th of July. The opening ceremony was a particular highlight of the event, with beautiful, hilarious, and stunning performances representative of Lithuanian culture. I was also given the honour, as a competitor who had to travel the furthest to get to the competition, to cut the traditional Lithuanian sakostas cake, alongside the longest-serving member of the IBO jury. The day after that, we spent the day sightseeing around Vilnius, alongside another country, in a scavenger hunt competition, getting to see even more of the city, with an emphasis on the old town sector of the city. Next, it was the day of the practical exams. There are 4 practical examinations, for which we had 90 minutes each: molecular biology and biochemistry, plant computational biology, animal morphology and systematics, and animal physiology. Some of the tasks within these were fun, such as performing gel electrophoresis or counting red blood cells. Some not so much, like dissecting and arranging the mouth parts of a fruit fly. Another day of fun after this soothed our exhausted bodies and brains, and then we were launched into the final day of examinations, the theory exams. The theory exams lasted 3 hours each, yet the time flew by as you answered the 50 questions, each of which involved interpreting complex data, reading information, and integrating existing biological knowledge. With our brains battered and eyes strained at the end of the day, the competition was over, and all we could do was wait for the results 2 days later. The air was full of tension at the closing ceremony. The top 60% of participants got at least a bronze, the top 30% at least a silver, and the top 10% the coveted gold medal. My goal coming to the Olympiad was the medal, and my many months of effort were rewarded by getting a high bronze medal, placing 115th in the competition out of 302, well within the top 40%. I was extremely pleased with this outcome. My teammate Luan was also awarded a bronze medal, and whereas Nicole and Ericsson were both awarded silvers, an exceptional achievement. Overall, Team New Zealand ended with 2 bronzes and 2 silvers, a strong performance historically. One final highlight of the competition was the brilliant students who had the pleasure of meeting from countries all around the world. Perhaps unsurprisingly, the Australian delegation were good friends of ours, but also countries such as Denmark, the Netherlands, and many others. Whilst being awarded a medal was amazing, the connections I formed I will continue to treasure, as well as the fridge magnets, keychains, and other unique souvenirs I was gifted by other delegates, each one a memory of a remarkable experience. To any Year 12s or younger in school who are passionate about science, math, or a variety of subjects, I highly encourage you to check out the Olympiad programs for these. My journey through it has been incredible, and I repeat it all again if I could. Thank you to everyone who supported me getting through the Olympiad, especially the currently absent Miss Harrison, for giving me the chance to experience a truly once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Thank you.
Just a quick reminder to everyone that our open night and expo evening are coming up next Thursday, 6th of August. From 4 till 6, we have our open night and welcome future students and families to check out the school. Then from 7 to 8:30, we have the opportunity for all current students to head to the expo evening. This is your chance to explore all subjects, courses, and different pathways available for next year. We really encourage everyone to come along and see what's on offer.
Don't forget that Cultural Day is on Wednesday, the 12th of August. This is a reminder to dress up in your cultural clothes or anything that represents your cultural identity. There are food stalls, house challenges, and performances. The event is bound to be a day full of pride, fun, and patriotism. We hope to see you there. I now welcome the hero leaders to say a few words.
I was just going to jump in. I realise the bell has gone, yes, but we have just got a couple more items for assembly. Can you please show these people the respect that they deserve? And let's sit quietly.
It's great to see so many of you displaying our school values. And there are a couple of examples in real sports events that we can look at to see the great examples of our values. One such example is the World Cup. Honesty isn't just about telling the truth. In sport, it's about fairness, integrity, and doing what's right, even when the pressure is huge. Honesty builds trust within a team. If you're honest about your mistakes, your teammates know they can rely on you. And if you're honest about your strengths, you help the team succeed. That's why honesty matters here at school too. It's the foundation of strong friendships, good learning, and a community people can trust.
Empathy is understanding and supporting others, especially during difficult times. At the Commonwealth Games, athletes come together not only to compete but to support one another. In 2018, during the women's 10,000 metres race, runners helped a competitor who collapsed from exhaustion, showing that empathy can come not before winning. Empathy can help us become better teammates, classmates, and people by making everyone feel valued and supported.
Responsibility means owning your actions and doing what needs to be done, even when it's hard. At the Olympic Games, athletes carry huge responsibility to their team, their country, and themselves. Responsibility is just as important at school. It's turning up prepared, meeting deadlines, and being someone others can rely on. When we take responsibility, we show that we're ready to contribute to something bigger than ourselves.
Effort is about pushing past limits, and nowhere is clearer than that than the Paralympic Winter Games. These athletes train through challenges most of us cannot imagine. Their achievements show that effort isn't about perfection, it's about refusing to give up. Together, honesty, empathy, responsibility, and effort aren't just words. They're values that help people succeed in sport, in school, and in life. These examples show that the biggest